Hey everyone, welcome into our latest Trade in Black podcast. I'm your host, Shad Dales, and today we're going to dive into a big question that many cannabis investors keep asking. What happens to cannabis stocks after federal legalization finally happens? And I know that's a big hypothetical. This sector has seen the hype, the crashes, and the consolidation, but now we're entering a new phase where legalization could happen down the road. So today I'm going to break down what the future could actually look like post-legalization, and I'll name 5 cannabis stocks that could lead or lag once this market finally opens up. So with that, let's get into it. When we talk about legalization, let's be clear, there's no single definition. It could mean descheduling, safe banking, removal of 280E, or even opening the door to interstate commerce. And each one impacts the market differently. But if any of those major shifts come through, we could see a cascade of changes. It would include big institutions finally buying in, uplist to major U.S. exchanges, access to cheaper debt and equity capital, and national brands finally scaling beyond patchwork state rules. That's when the industry goes from fighting to survive to fighting to dominate. But not all cannabis companies will benefit equally. So let's break down 5 stocks that could move the needle for better or worse in a post-legalization world. If you're new to the industry, then begin with the first company. It's probably the biggest, Green Thumb Industries. They built a reputation for being one of the most operational disciplined MSOs in the US. They've avoided unnecessary dilution, they focused on profitability, and their exposure to limited license states like Illinois and Pennsylvania gives them pricing power. They're not trying to win headlines, they're trying to win shelf space and customer loyalty. GTII has over 85 dispensaries and a brand portfolio that includes Rhythm, Dogwalkers, and Bebo, names with real consumer traction. If legalization hits, GTII is already playing in the right markets and knows how to scale responsibly. This one is built for institutional capital. Next one is Trulieve. It remains the dominant player in Florida, where medical cannabis has become a powerhouse market, and all eyes are now on a potential recreational ballot initiative in 2026. Rather than scaling back, Trulieve has continued to expand its retail footprint both in Florida and emerging East Coast markets like Georgia and Pennsylvania. Their strategy is focused on market density, owning the supply chain from seed to sale, and building customer loyalty through local presence. They've also been proactive in reducing costs and optimizing operations, which has kept them among the strongest cash flow generators in the U.S. cannabis space. If adult use legalization passes in Florida in 2026, Trulieve is positioned to scale immediately with infrastructure, brand recognition, and retail locations already in place. It's a longer-term catalyst, but one that could reprice the company dramatically if it hits. Number 3 now, Curaleaf. It's the largest MSO by revenue, and it's not just a US story, it's a global one. They've aggressively expanded into Europe, especially in Germany and the UK, and they're already thinking long-term about how global legalization will evolve. Their US footprint remains massive, covering over 15 states. But what makes them unique is their international M&A pipeline, their pharma-style research and development investment, and their ability to scale across multiple geographies. Critics point to their cash burn, but if legalization hits, they're arguably the best position to become a multinational cannabis conglomerate. Love them or not, institutions will want to scale, and Curaleaf has it. Now number 4, which is a little bit of a wild card, and it's Verono Holdings. It remains one of the largest MSOs with a strong footprint in high-margin markets like Illinois, New Jersey, and Florida. Their vertically integrated model has allowed them to post solid EBITDA margins, and they've been quiet and efficient in their expansion. But this is important. There's growing investor concern around Verono's transparency, its debt structure, and whether its management is communicating clearly with its shareholders. This is important to pay attention to. So this doesn't mean they're out, far from it. Verono could still be a major post-legalization winner if they clean up the narrative, tighten capital efficiency, and lean into their strong state presence. So for right now, it's a stock to watch closely, especially if they start making moves that rebuild investor trust. And now number 5, which is a good one, it's Terra Firma. They've emerged as a smart tactical operator. They've leaned into their strength in states like Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Maryland. But what really sets them apart is their Toronto Stock Exchange uplisting, the TSX, making them the first U.S. plant-touching operator to trade on a major exchange. This gives them a critical advantage when it comes to attracting institutional investors, especially Canadian institutions who have been blocked out of U.S. operators. Their leadership team under Chairman Jason Wild and CEO Ziad Ghanem has been focused, transparent, and very open about driving adjusted EBITDA and free cash flow. They're not trying to be the biggest, they're trying to be sustainable and bankable. If safe banking or rescheduling becomes law, expect capital to flow into names like this that have already taken steps to become fully compliant and transparent. This is one company to look out for. So really, in the end, what happens after legalization? We'll see massive capital rotation, repricing of top operators, and possibly the entrance of consumer giants. Think alcohol, tobacco, and even pharma. But investors need to be sharp. Legalization won't save bad businesses. It will amplify well-run ones, especially disciplined operators, and really expose the rest. So ask yourself, is the company generating real cash flow? Are they communicating clearly with investors? And do they have the infrastructure to scale nationally? If you're holding names that check those boxes, legalization could be your unlock moment. And we can only hope one day it'll happen. That's it for today. If you like this video, then give it a like, share it with your network, and leave some comments below. What stocks do you like if federal legalization were happening in the US? Let's keep this conversation going. I'd love to get your feedback. Also, 20% of our audience is subscribed, 80% isn't. So if you get a chance, make sure to subscribe to our channel. We'd appreciate it here at the TDR Trade to Black podcast as we build this community and give you all the latest updates on the business and investing side of the cannabis industry. That's it for today. And like I always say, stay open-minded, stay connected, and I'll see you next time in our latest Trade to Black podcast. I'm your host, Shad Dales. Thanks again for watching.